Hey guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In Genesis chapter 25, we read about the death of Abraham. And we find that Abraham leaves everything to Isaac. He gives some gifts to his other sons, but he leaves basically his whole estate to Isaac. We read about this in verse 5 where it says, "And Abraham gave all that he had to Isaac." And we would say that, this is a lot. Abraham was very, very wealthy. With livestock, with gold, with silver, all the things that he had acquired over the years. Abraham was a very, very wealthy individual, and he's leaving all of that to Isaac. And it's a wonderful thing that he was able to leave such great possessions to Isaac. But as we continue on in the chapter, we find that there's something else that Abraham had left Isaac, and that is his faith. It becomes clear as you continue in chapter 25 that Isaac has faith similar to his father Abraham. Whenever him and Rebecca are not able to have children, what does he do? It says there in verse 21, "And Isaac entreated Yahweh on behalf of his wife because she was barren. And Yahweh was moved by his entreaty. So Rebekah, his wife, conceived." So whenever Isaac saw that his wife was not bearing children, he went to the Lord. He didn't give up. He didn't say, "Oh, I thought I was the promised child in whom, the promise given to my father was supposed to be fulfilled, and now God's not keeping his promise." He just went to the Lord and entreated the Lord on behalf of Rebekah, which shows that he must have believed that God was able to cause Rebekah to bear children. And in all likelihood, this was because of the fact that he had heard the story about his own birth, that his father, Abraham, had also went a long time before his wife, Sarah, was able to bear children. And yet God was able to give them children, to bring life into Sarah's dead womb, and being able to bring them children. So he took on the same faith that Abraham had and trusted in Yahweh, trusted in God to give his wife a child. And as we think about this, we could say, that's something for us to remember, because of all the things we might leave our children, and maybe some of us might have a lot to give our children. We might have lots of possessions, a lot of money, a lot of wealth to pass on to our children. Or we might not. We may not have very much to give at all. It might be that, they're pretty much on their own as far as what we are able to leave them. But either way, whether we're able to give them a lot, as Abraham was able to give Isaac, or whether we're not able to give them a lot, the most important thing we can pass on to our children is our faith. Faith is the most precious thing in all the world. And faith is the best thing that we can leave the next generation and leave our children. If we can leave them with the seed of faith that we ourselves possess, and hopefully even give them a faith that ends up growing even stronger than our own, then we've really given them something of value. Because faith is something that will benefit them not only for this life, but for the life to come. And it will benefit them far beyond anything that earthly wealth will do for them. And they will be able to have a relationship with God, to be able to live with God, to be able to have the presence of God with them, to help them through all the troubles of life, but to ultimately bring them eternal life and eternal bliss with God their Father. What a wonderful gift we can give to our children. And if we don't have children, that we can just give to the next generation, maybe other kids, maybe nephews and nieces, or maybe other children, or children at church or in the community. Just being able to pass on faith to the next generation is a wonderful and precious gift. And if we can make that a priority in our lives, we'll really be passing on something of immense value and benefit for the next generation, and we could even say for future generations after that. So let's remember this. Let's remember that, the best thing that Abraham passed on to Isaac was his faith. And that's the best thing that we can pass on to the next generation and to others as we engage in relationships with them, and as we share with them our faith that we have had in Jesus Christ and in God the Father. So here's some things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.